Hello everybody, hi, it's me, the usual. Yeah. It's more Ace Attorney tonight. I just wanted to listen to a different, song instead of pulling up a piece of OST. Cause, fuck it. I needed something else. But yeah, no, it's more investigations. Von Karma's here, Manfred Von Karma, and nobody's happy about it. I don't really have a lot of words, honestly. Hey boy, the jet ferret? No? I don't believe that's accurate. Please inform me if otherwise. But I'm fairly certain. But I feel there's no need to continue waiting. Seems right to you? I'll go over that with my people. Well, my people talk to your people, and we'll talk about that. What case is happening? Flashback 7 years. It's the case, with the original Yadagarasu. But, we're just starting. Well, not just starting the case, but we're just starting stream, so... September 10th, 4:45 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor lobby. Sir, what is it? What is to become of the trial in the Codopian Embassy staff member's murder? Fuck. Alright, hold on. I should have prepared a little more.
Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. I need water immediately. Actually, after that. It's gonna be one hell of a day.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in just a little while.
Sir, what do you think of the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member? The murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety.
An outrageous circus. Right, sir.
I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for.
I know there's already a suspect on the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Then you're allowing us to continue.
In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francesca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition.
Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Sorry, you're like... 7 minutes late, and even then, it was like 3 minutes of intro, 5 minutes of intro. And also, who cares? You fuck it. Fuck it. I'm just glad you're here.
Francesca, thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on a scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth.
I'm really hiccupy. Alrighty.
I know I don't have enough information yet. My first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case.
How you doing, Gumshoe?
It wasn't me, I tell ya! I didn't do anything wrong! Yes, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated.
How you doing?
Sir! Nothing to report, sir! Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job?
Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him right now. What's the matter, officer? Been standing here for forever, sir. I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. Wow, this thing's so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model.
I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle.
I see.
You're a disciple of my father. You would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things.
Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. I can't stop the water, sir! It seems that man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much.
Bunch of fools who pretended to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool.
Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand?
As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that the officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later.
She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink.
Alright.
Miss you.
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm Francisca von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that, for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural I didn't know who you are.
Oh, what? Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. There's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have to ask a few more questions of you.
Look at you! Oh, your eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead? And that to ask of you?
What exactly is so funny?
Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school.
Whew. Oh, I feel so much better now, so, what is it you want to talk about?
I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder.
We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself.
You with Detective Bad? Why?
We had a little something to discuss, that's all.
So, I take it you're acquaintances with Detective Bad.
Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident.
Detective Bad is also related to the incident.
That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Biles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu?
The victim in that case, CCU, was my little sister.
Oh, you're making that super serious face again? Okay, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him.
The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically given the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes.
I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Yeah, I should ask her what she knows about what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail.
Fuck, I can't read today. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about the character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them.
Request from companies?
The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma?
Francesca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by... Ah!
There. I chose carefully. Just like you wanted. That just now. Whew. Oh, that was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was.
Oh, what is wrong with these two women? What does my pain give them delight?
And so, in the end, what was the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, the person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief.
Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do, but Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we stayed there and talked.
And what did you talk with Detective Bad about?
Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more.
Bloody... She's not laughing her mouth. Her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2.
I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Macrell. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu. Is that correct?
Yeah. Once I had heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up.
He made it up?
Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape with the security cameras.
But there's no footage of him sneaking into the Codopian embassy itself.
Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right.
I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us Yvonne Cars. Oh, I don't believe it! You're serious! Oh, why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright?
And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing.
The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now.
It's the boy. Seems calmer.
Detective Gumshoe.
Hey. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here.
Ouch!
As am I.
I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that.
Yes, I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective, I really didn't.
Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Have a heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about. If you really are innocent, that is.
That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will ya?
I would have done so even had you not requested me to, Detective. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported it in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to the Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom.
Pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when you did receive the order to do so, and from who?
Early at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal.
Well, it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nope. Not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you're carrying on your personage.
Ah! Oh, wait! You can't do that.
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Ah! Hands off, pal!
Just show it to us already.
Yow!
Annual bonus check within $5 total, except there's no check inside.
You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me. And now give it back!
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you? God, we're assholes. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I need to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there's one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask you wait just a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. The bookshelf. What's this? Now, chat. I didn't know Gumshoe was a bookshelf. But you know. There's all sorts of surprises out here. Judge's Trial Exchange Log. It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. Real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. And it would appear that fried oysters are a favorite.
I have no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd.
Well, please assure me that this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. I'd like to talk to Gumshoe, please. Okay, present testimony. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? And no mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep. Not even a single ant passed that hall while I was on duty. You do realize the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. He intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in the front of the detectives' lobbies is in order. Ah! Yo! Oh, God!
How could you have not noticed that coming?
It's not the child I changed money for earlier.
Thanks! That's exactly what I needed.
Kids, can sometimes be so cruel.
It looks like she dropped something.
Oh, a Swiss roll. Neat.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. He's like probably, I don't know, 7. I believe I've asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francesca? September 10th, District Court, hallway. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred von Karma's daughter, Franziska von Karma. I'm said to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended... Von Karma... I bit my tongue.
You're all right, Your Honor.
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently, somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh ho! Very well then. I shall call you Mr. Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now about your earlier testimony.
Yes. What about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right. After all, it is my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements.
What's this guy doing? Doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area.
I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Is there no one working in this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer?
Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved in the case, sir.
I guess we know all of the players in this case then,
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling we're missing something. I suspect that what we're missing is right here in this crime scene somewhere.
Making a most ridiculous looking face.
That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who'd tell a lie on purpose.
I suppose. But to a Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. At any rate, this poster seems to be no use to us right now. There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime.
You can already tell that from a distance. Why are you wasting your time examining it?
Franziska, let's try to not rush absolute genius.
Fucking nerd.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
It's like there's ants.
Ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
Well, if you want to carry the might of Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Franziska. What's this? What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber.
I feel like I've seen something like this before.
I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there's a litter running loose inside this courthouse is simply unforgivable.
Ah! It's not like it was I who littered.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
Waste. Plant.
What's the matter?
I pricked myself on this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were to hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related.
Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation of how exactly it's related.
Hand. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame.
Calm down, Franziska. Now, take a good look.
Doesn't the smudge kind of look like a handprint even?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the print off the person who sullied this bench.
I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir! Yes, sir! I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer.
Hey, Nick.
And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways.
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Oh, that detective! He claims not to a single ant slipped by him. Yet there's a whole hill of them.
What are you hitting me for?
It's a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll.
Okay.
Miles Edgeworth, courthouse is here to be kept pristine at all times.
No! And it wasn't me that dropped food on the ground.
Courthouse must be kept clean.
No!
Let's use our logic. Okay. Got pink piece of trash. We got windowsill cactus. Come on. Yeah, there we go.
This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon.
I suppose it's possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
I'm like super hiccupy and burpy today, and I don't know what the deal is. Before this, right, I just, I got home from work, I took a nice cold shower, because it was, my work car AC broke, so it was a really hot day. And then, took a cold shower, got home, poured myself a glass of Guinness, and, ate a sandwich, and that was really nice. And then just, as soon as I get up here, I'm sitting here stifling back, like, small burps and hiccups, and it's awful. Ooh. Okay. Can't hear it? That's neat. I'm glad I'm able to stifle them mostly. You know what? I'm actually just gonna open up my water bottle. I'm just gonna chug a bit and hope that gets rid of it. Hold on. Just let me choke on my own spit after I do that. Oh, God. Everything's going wrong. I just choked. No, I didn't even choke on water. I didn't even choke on water. I choked on my own spit. I'm just. Living is just. I guess not. not what my body wants to do today. Anyway, 1 second. All right. Let's talk to the judge, I guess. We should do that. Hello, Judge.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge.
No, he's the best judge. He's the best. Don't you dare. Don't. And of course, the fancy. Oh, you decide to work now? The fancy buttons I get. What do they do? Fucking stall. Bastards. No other judge. No, we do have one other judge to compare him to. The blonde one. That, like, pops up for, like, 2 cases? 1 case? 1 or 2 cases. And he sucks. We do have that. We do have that.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom.
What?
In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom.
Oh.
When I was going into the restroom, that Detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, could you please calm down and explain to me rationally?
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please, let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho!
Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. It's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Ho ho ho! Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts.
The game feels louder than it normally is. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Okay, not too much. Engraved with his name so he keeps it with him? Nice. Alright, Bad. What's up?
Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about.
Hey, how about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karm himself, plus I still hold investigative authority. So, I hear you were the one who called Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Francesca, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got in here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word of something, and that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So, what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all of that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway. Not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. The detective never left the hallway. Then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected.
You and I. We were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It seems that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order.
That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare.
Huh. Just joking. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francesca behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about?
Situation.
I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot. Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I have nothing else to add. Well, his testimony certainly corroborates with what Miss Yu said.
Miles, you already asked him about that, remember?
Suppose I should ask about something else. Anything else? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and if the trial was about to start again. Think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! Sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing.
Get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene, or rather that he's keeping it us under surveillance. To what end? Detective Bad, may I ask you that you cooperate with us just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say. To the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then. Be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles.
You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like.
Alright.
Hello, forensics.
Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer?
Okay. Cool. Let's try let's connect these. See what happens, right? We have stuff to spare. Yeah. Alright, that's about what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Oh yeah, because that's the lobby number 2 window and blah.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
Oh, well, alright.
Just lovely. What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk.
1/2 pint for $7? Also, alright.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6.
I didn't expect that, I guess. I don't know, that just... I don't know why that got me as much as it did, but it just sort of...
They're awfully overpriced. That was simply awful, period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll that little girl dropped is from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself.
I don't know, I'll be honest. That just sort of happened, and my brain just sort of... You know? Anyway, I'm gonna be playing with these buttons a lot.
When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Ugh. Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne.
What a pathetic slogan. No presence at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Yvonne Kama's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs.
Objection!
Overruled.
About the sandwich.
When did the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you?
Sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day.
Oh, yeah.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess?
Can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now. Huh.
I wouldn't mind if you want to eat one now. They come in packs of 2, after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
I'll just split with you, then I don't want it.
It's looking bad. Blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence?
Don't worry, my whip will make sure nobody following this advice won't be for long.
How do the sting of the whip? The sting of orange juice may not be so bad.
Alright. But yeah, let's... Vending machine, the crumbs, and you connect them, you put the things together, and you get the... Okay.
These bits of chocolate and cake, could they have not come from a Swiss roll?
A Swiss roll? How would a courthouse sell a thing like that?
It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there.
Francesca, we just looked at it. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive.
I don't know. Now you get... I don't know what you expect from this. You get claps now. I'm playing with these buttons, by the way. I have... Alright. I have 21 more things that I can just put on this before I'm out of space. Like, I got a lot of untapped potential here. It's way too many? No. No. Soon it won't be enough, because I'll find more and more chaotic things. Yeah, it sells hot dogs and milk. And orange juice, and, like... I don't know, it's weird. It has hot dogs and milk. Like, it's like, this vending machine's fucking nuts. Yeah, we have buttons, we deserve to press them, which is why I have, well, I have all sorts of things, honestly. But, this fucking... yeah, some of these didn't translate well, for sure.
Even the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and the chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine.
Ah! No! 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 Okay.
I'd like to think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench.
How could he not have cleaned up after himself? Utterly despicable.
Would you dare whip me again? It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts.
Contradiction? Where?
I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine's in order.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess I could deduce that he only had $5 on him. Right?
Like Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage.
How poor is that guy?
His bonus really was only $5. Then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, the facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. Detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did.
Picture hot dog, warm milk. Or milk cold hot dog is more acceptable, so I guess milk cold hot dog is the better like, milk cold hot dog is going to be the better answer every time. Right? But like, hot dog warm milk is going to be just, Oh, Gumshoe's a total himbo. And how does he live? Yeah, not well. Off of ramen. He's like a college student, but an adult that isn't in college. Warm milk is good if you're going to bed. Listen, if I'm getting milk from a vending machine, I'm expecting it to be cold, and if it's warm, everything is wrong and nothing is good. Let's be honest here. And also, yeah, even then, I'm not a fan of warm milk. But, you know. Yeah, and it's gonna go bad unless it's kept at a very specific temperature. Food safe temperature milk, yeah, that milk's gonna not be warm, it's gonna be hot. You're getting hot milk. Or you're getting refrigerated hot dog. I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust the hot dogs at all. Warm milk and vending machines is why, we can't have friends because of it. I'm going to war. Right.
The question is how.
Both of them are just Swiss roll temp. Meet in the middle, huh? We're being really really neutral about it. Thank you.
I believe I now have a very firm grasp of what happened here. Well, I do too.
All right, Francesca, would you care to share what your conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead.
Almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony.
Yeah, no, see, I can brag for a second. Zach also has these fancy buttons, and, you know, we've been getting sounds. I'm the one that found this golf clap. I'm the one that brought it to light. Because I used it for a shitty, or not a shitty video, just like a really stupid bit where we tossed Bal into some snow.
September 10th, 5:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
It's a physical button board. I can pick it up right now. Uh-oh. Yeah. Really, what I'm using for it is an Elgato Stream Deck. And I'm just using the sound options. So, like, because for, like, sound stuff, I already have, like, a mixer for my mic and everything. Like, a mixer and compressor and EQ and everything is all right here. I have a Yamaha AG03. But, yeah.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that.
Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma.
Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I said. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Von Karma, genius prosecutors, but...
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please.
During the recess, I, went to the restroom. And there's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway while I was just taking a massive pee-pee. Just a big ol' piss. I was just squeezing that lemon. Anyway, as I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now.
Okay. Yeah, whoops. Don't want to do that. Window on the hallway side. Into the hallway. Entered. Saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. About to exit the restroom. He had completely disappeared. Alright. We can just present here, probably, the fact he was... Whoops! We can totally just present the fact he was sitting. Like, that's easy, right? Alright. And now we try it one more time. Objection! Alright, well, it was worth a shot.
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by.
Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life.
This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench soldier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh? Well, that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing the murder, he just had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. Well, it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench. We have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up under the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then...
It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe, it would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
You finally see, Your Honor. Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he?
That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right?
More water. More.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. How is that? That is the testimony of the one that judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, would you try to state the important facts first next time?
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now.
After he mentions it, right before we started the trial, he did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson...
The most critical point in the argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony.
Hey, Crab. Okay. Doesn't mean that detectives are sitting there when you looked. Let's talk about that. Alright, I keep on saying I'm only gonna do it with it once, but I'm gonna try it one more time. Hold it! Yeah. Okay. I gotta try every stream, because it's fun to do.
Your Honor, about what you just said.
I know. I couldn't believe myself. Bang with the gunshot, and I heard a knee-jerk reaction. I jumped out like this. Yes, just like this, with a quick
Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There's no one in there!
This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact.
At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony.
Francisca, if I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality.
I know that. And that's why I said at this point.
I think my first line of attack would be to draw more information from His Honor.
Alright.
But what if we tried it again?
Hold it!
Nah, it doesn't work. Whoops.
If it's something that forgettable, I don't need to hear it.
I accidentally pressed A.
That sort of excuse may work on other people, but not on Karma.
Oh. But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please give me a chance to present it.
I suppose I had no choice in the matter. As we established, you went in the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway?
After I called from recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What are you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you just made now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
Alright, if you insist.
Alright.
20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well. What did you do after that?
Let's see, I had to make some preparation, so I rushed straight back into the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs.
So you rushed back to the courtroom despite having just heard a gunshot?
Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise pop out. I really couldn't think of any other explanation than someone having a birthday party. But now this has happened.
I see. In fact, the judge did mention something to that effect when we reconvened.
Alright. Let's... right before the trial is about to start again. They aren't treating this judge with a normal respectability with the position? Well, because right now he's a witness, right? Okay. Objection!
I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? It didn't work. This time I picked up my mouse and I clicked. I mean, yeah. Cause cause it feels good. It feels good to throw your hand out and point while doing it. So, like, I needed it, alright?
Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow me to make an objection.
Egads, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue, why didn't you bite your tongue for the...
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca.
Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you'd need a stepladder of 4 to accomplish that.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The sound of a loud gunshot.
The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what the gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Hell yeah. It's alright, I want to jam out to this a little bit. The gun.
Objection!
Oh, just take that. I fucked it.
I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that?
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
It was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. The balloon that girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things that I have yet to resolve about what is happening in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we just did now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, Please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Yeah, it's more Gumshoe. I'm gonna drink more water, though. And also respond to this text. So, you know, we're just gonna hang out for a minute. It'll be great. It'll be great, chat. Shifting. How does he make his bear so luscious? You know, you gotta. If you have a bear, you know, you gotta take care of it. You know, feed it well, give it a good diet. You know, wash it. Gotta take care of your bears, chat. Okay. How's stream go so far? You know, so far so good. September 10th, District Court, courtroom number 3. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys just be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yow!
My whip will object loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I got you, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, we may never get a break in this case. Yeah, no, I, choked on my own spit. It was awful. Because I'm really good at, you know, living? I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
He's still singing the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying. It's time I pulled the information I need out of him. My friend is texting. I'm going to text them back. I know. Horrible streamer. I'm an awful streamer. I'm dumb, bad streamer. Bad streamer. Bad streamer. Alright. Yep, that's true. You stand guard in front of the lobby number 2. Okay. Gunshot, you're in that hallway the whole time. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk about this. Okay, wait, I can just... Hold it! You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it's not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway. Of course I did something. I got to the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well then. What exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply,
Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
Are you See what you talking shit about Gumshoe? Are you talking shit about Gumshoe? Are you talking shit about Gumshoe? We gotta fight? Are we fighting? I'll fight. Nobody talks shit about Gumshoe here. We stand Gumshoe in this house. I should get a gun cocking sound on my soundboard. You're right. For now, I just have the knife that I just sort of pull out. This is a Gumshoe household, motherfuckers. Hey, Crow, actually, could I ask you, would you mind just getting me a clean plate of the sound? Because I would very much appreciate that. If you could, like, record that sound and give me a clean plate, I would gladly put that on my soundboard.
I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we're all in shock and awe of your utter stupidity.
Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Youch!
But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close.
Yeah? You sure about that, buddy? You sure about that, Gumshoe? Sure about that? We know what you did. They don't know I heard Jay talk about someone and then you jumped? Gotcha. Objection!
I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that.
Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate slovenly pig. Eat? I promise to clean it up later, I swear.
Now, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step in front of that door? If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Ouch! It appears that Francesca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Yes. All right, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. But I didn't want to say anything.
Well, unfortunately, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine.
Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for. You got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last bit. It may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal. That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there was no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait. You do? Of course I do. What? How?
Alright. Fucking this balloon, baby. I'm gonna try it again. Take that! Yeah. Alright. We'll do it the other way. Take that!
What the heck is that? I knew you didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same. Always lying to people. You should stop, you know?
Oh, okay. I was wrong.
Oh, I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you. Wait. I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective.
Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective?
I had no intention of falling for his lie because there was definitely a second person. Because if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist.
Alright, whoops. I was on the wrong track. Proof that someone else was there in the hallway. Did I have to present the Swiss roll instead? I guess, maybe. Yeah, it might be the Swiss roll that I have to present.
Take that! Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. But if you didn't buy it, that means you must have stolen it, you thief! But I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. I ate both of them. It appears that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It appears that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's Kay.
Hey, what?
Kay Faraday.
Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not a you, I'm a Kay.
Kay, you know, little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you shouldn't have put Miss Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy.
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
Why does Kay look different? Because she's a... We're 7 years... we're 7 years in the past, so she's a kid. Same with Francisca. She's like 13 right now. What a cute little nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Kay? It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Ah!
Now then, Kay.
Oh, she's just hissing. Yeah, alright, no, kids do that, don't they?
She's like a stray cat. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something.
Alright, kid. Listen. Feed kid balloon. Give child balloon. Consume balloon. I'm gonna text my friend back. Treats kids like annoying pets. Yeah. Yeah.
Take that! Take that! Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Ooh, okay, kid. So, kid's only 3 years younger than Francesca. I mean, Francesca looks like 13 to, 15. Kay looks, 7 to 10. It's gotta be one old Swiss roll.
Oh, my.
Your father, he's... don't you say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet.
I disagree, Brushtail, but whatever.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. Ever heard the guards talking about Daddy's? He's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna.
No, this is actually... Oh, no, this is... Oh, it hurts. Oh, this hurts. Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh, that does not feel good. Ooh.
It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away, after all. Welcome to the club.
Okay, no, that felt bad.
I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen, right in front of me. This child. I feel a certain shared fate, common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
Oh, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay. How about we use this handkerchief here to dry your little eyes? Oh, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that.
Feel better now, thanks.
Well, that works.
Okay. Are you going to be alright?
Cap, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that. But I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
Yeah, that's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still gonna keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Huh, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francesca's sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
I mean, it is a 7-year gap between seeing a child to a grown person. I can see not, noticing them at first.
Okay, what kind of person was your father?
And he was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So, to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, I suppose we are, in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh,
I'm gonna be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
Been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
Appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay. So I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? And that makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? Just with the two of them.
I hand down the verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too.
Yes, thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad man, okay?
Poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him?
Hold on, I want to see... Let's check this out. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. Promise 3, always greet people with a smile, even if people you don't know. Promise 4, never cry in front of strangers. Promise 5, always try the hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure everyone follows the rules. Okay, be a good girl and promise me you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Alright. Yeah, she calls Gumshoe Gummy in the future.
So I take it that you ran to Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? You got me.
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. That still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange for a handful of change for $1. That's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Did I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Yow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with question.
Sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
Ah, that's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. Take it home, wash it nice and clean, and give it back to me the next time we meet.
Okay. Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Just had the spare in his pocket? Oh, that extra bastard. So extra.
Now, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it's now crystal clear that you were with Little K in that hallway.
Hi, Summer. You missed a heartbreaking moment. You, like, just missed it. You dodged the bullet.
Oh.
I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon.
You still haven't offered an explanation as to why that man would lie to us.
That's, well...
Gummy, you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why.
So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? You can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay.
Summer, it was about, it was sort of about, well... about Kay finding out her dad, well, already knowing her dad was dead, but, like, coming to terms with it. And it hurt.
It's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake, and this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. This piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay.
The balloon. I think I got ahead of myself earlier. It's gotta be the balloon.
Take that! Take that! This is that piece of evidence.
Oh, no, it's not.
What are you showing me for? It doesn't seem to add anything to the conversation.
I don't get what you're trying to say with that. Or do you just like showing it off?
Are you gonna give that to me, mister?
I don't feel that the court needs to enter that into the court record at this time. What is wrong with everyone? Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden? Although it's possible that perhaps I made a mistake, and that's why. Now then, back to the topic at hand. Detective Gumshoe lied for Kay's sake.
Alright. Yeah. How many variations of the command are there? However many Renaud decided to slap in. He just, he does that sometimes. So he'll pop in and he'll be like, it's time for a command. And he just puts them in, and it's great. We love Renaud here. So, like, you know, next time you see Renaud, tell him that he's cool. Hold on, I'm gonna... oh. I'm talking to my friend again. One moment. Okay. Would it be the... Well, no, because Gumshoe could have, you know, just... It doesn't really prove it. This $5 bonus. Hold on, wait. Never take things... I mean... Maybe? Maybe. Because Gumshoe is a stranger. Do you think... Okay. Gumshoe's a big-hearted fella. Alright, Gumshoe's got the biggest heart of them all. He's gotta be lying for her sake of, like, breaking a promise, right? Right? That's gotta be it. It's gotta be. Gumshoe's a big ol'... he's a big old softy with a massive heart.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook, how does that explain anything?
You could take a look at this page. It's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool.
Yow!
You lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Gummy!
Long last. Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? I guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
All the cash you had was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine was a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had about $1 in coins.
So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises, and Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad, but don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me, so you didn't really get it from me, you know.
Told me it'd be okay, gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate?
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate? I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, okay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. And I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. But just this once, I forgive you. That balloon wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. Because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Wow, you really got me there, pal.
I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. Then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
So you kicked me, is that it?
Sure are a feisty one. Really sorry, mister.
It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you? I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe was cleared of all charges and free to go.
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Okay.
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people? What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? There's a child doing here in a courthouse. Bailiff, please take this child in.
Miss Callisto, you! This girl is Mr. Faraday's.
I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing getting underfoot.
I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to Lobby 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but... You see, isn't it obvious that it only could be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone to Lobby 2 at the time of the murders.
Ah, I have no counter-argument to that.
Don't worry, I've already put the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
But the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
I suppose it is.
As someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation's not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect, where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. I'll be number one.
All right. I usually stand up for these streams because it gets me in the mood. But I think I'm actually gonna sit down. Even though I didn't work overtime today, I'm still tired. So, 1 second. And we're back.
September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Oh, come on. How long did the nosebleed from last stream last? Oh, it lasted about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It was bad. Like, I was bleeding for a while. So, it fucking sucked.
What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent?
Smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it?
Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there?
So she's managed to escape the bailiff.
No, that's not quite it.
Not too bad, but it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. Since you found it, guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks, I'll treasure it always.
You two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here. I've got something else for you.
Hey, thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier, I ate one of these with gummy.
Gummy. Oh, you mean gumshoe.
Gummy is... was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy...
Yep.
I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Barry would be sad if he saw you cry.
I'm not crying.
Okay.
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being?
You're not involved with the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant, so I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess.
What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. Now you let this child run free? Why?
people are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things you wanted to look into. Got a problem with that?
Okay, hold on. I see we need to settle something, alright? Chat, we're in court now. Oh yeah, alright, no, we're going to court. We're going to fucking court, chat, alright? We're gonna make a poll. We're gonna make a poll here. You, like, let's see. Does you have good fashion? There we go. And as the judge, I will not vote. I will stay. Alright, and we will not allow additional votes. Drip or drown you. Okay, yeah, no, we're doing that one. I like that one. Nah, we'll just do does you have good fashion. I already have it up. Alright, chat. You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to put in your vote. Alright? So, start voting now. Does you have good fashion? Yes or no? Vote now or forever hold your peace. Could you show Yu's whole costume? Ah, shit. She's not here. One second. Images. Alright. Image new tab. Full screen it, and then we'll... Okay. So here we have Callisto U. This is the person we're talking about. Good or bad fashion? You decide. So far, it's... Oh! We're 55-43, or 57-43. Time is almost up. Put in your vote now. You have almost no time left. Okay. First vote is yes. Alright. Now, I'm gonna put up a second vote. Trust me. Trust me about this. Okay? There is... it's more of a brown than a red, really. Yeah, we're gonna put up another... We're gonna put up another poll. This one was really close, right? This is not decisive. This is... It didn't decide anything here, right? This decided nothing. This vote was too close. So we're gonna put up another quick vote. One minute this time. And whatever the outfit of this one is gonna be... It's gonna be the one. Alright? We're making sure we have a good response here, alright? You will have 1 minute for this revote. Now, vote now or forever hold your peace. whatever the outcome of this one, that's it. That's all. Vote while you can. If this ties, I bring down the verdict. Okay, the vote's looking to be the same as last time. It's anyone's game until the very end. Oh, it pulls even further to a 60-40. It has been stated that Callisto U has good fashion. That's it. It's been decided. U officially has that drip. So, you know, congratulations, Callisto U. You have that drip. Good job. You got the drip. Alright. We can get rid of that now. Now, court is adjourned. No more. No more arguing. Court happened. Court is adjourned. We can revisit. We can revisit this at another time. Behind the scenes. Saw what? Wait. Shield Paladin? Oh, whoops. Wait, you saw Shield... Oh. Oh. Hope Nintendo doesn't find us having fun over here. Yeah. Oops. Nintendo. Nintendo, open up! They found me. I gotta go, guys. we gotta go. We gotta run. It's Nintendo. We gotta go. Altered in the entire duration of your Paladin lady. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha, right. I showed you guys Cieli that one time. And then you guys immediately got horny. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into.
Uncle Pat, I'm gonna look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Hmm? Yes, what is it?
How come he really isn't the bad guy? I mean it. So, please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. Wondered awful I was pondering.
Incredibly strong scented herbal tea.
I fear that more than being relaxing, the scent may make one a bit heady instead. You put in a special request for that.
I wonder she's so violent if she's been drinking stuff like this the whole time.
Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic, ever. Detective Bannon, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay?
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. Sounds like you'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is that overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. That ultra-strong perfume you wear. She spilled some. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and open the window. That smell's still here.
Perfume, hmm? The sweet scent in the air is perfume.
It's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said, the famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for the raid. How was, you switched to Factorio, I think I heard you muttering.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume.
Factorio good, killed bugs good, nice.
However, seeing as you just happen to have spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail.
Why can't she ever be honest about her wants?
Alright. Try Havoc and let slip the dogs of war.
Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to the investigating.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Oh yeah, you guys missed court. You guys missed a full-on... We sat down here in chat and had a full-on court session. So, you missed that. Just by a little bit.
So, you were in this room the entire recess. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated you were in this lobby with Miss Yu.
Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something. So we came in here.
Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Dick Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations.
Yes, I am.
Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, he seems to have a great dislike for you.
Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason of her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
You knew?
I also know that today's trial involving the Cotopian embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KG-8 incident.
You already know that much. I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident.
It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I, as you already know, were three involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries?
That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah. The case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed.
Then what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name was Colin Devore. Be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to the knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
A boss man of the Amano Group? You can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. Probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. The man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder... Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I'm supposed to protect them both. Miss, you did mention that as well. But how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap.
You mean
You were fired upon?
you were shot at that many times in one gunfight?
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU. The suspect was found not guilty. We'd hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom. The victim's sister. That's when I first met Castillo Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yeah. Faraday and I... We apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. But... just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, you said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah. Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. Cracked many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. I need more water. Fuck. Why'd I give Bad this voice? It makes me thirsty. Okay. Was the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I was the lead detective. Bad makes me thirsty? I mean, he is somewhat attractive. I'll give him that. But not enough for my bias to jump. Took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. The client was related to the smuggling ring. She was defending them? Yeah. He was pursuing the ring as best she could as the lawyer. I think she defended Rail this time for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. Okay, I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending the known killer.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. Doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma?
It's like us. You felt that you'd hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. You two? Still too young. But one day, you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters? That we met you again, in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. So, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay? I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. You seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case.
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify. This time, prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging than the Yatagarasu is necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now? Proof. Murder's intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree. Which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? KG-8 incident and this second KG-8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both these cases, the witness was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there's still one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it'll help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident.
Still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet.
Nah.
What's different about this time? Was it evidence related to the smuggling ring? It was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodoban embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. And that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Huh. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah. His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question, the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. To play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. September 10th, District Court, Courtroom Number 3.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation. Oh, shit. For just how hard it is to give testimony.
There's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francesca, there is no need to further depress His Honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence? Your Honor!
Oh! You! Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
Busy with the investigation. She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men, this could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. This is the evidence related to today's Kodoban embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag.
You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just the data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy murder, too.
Why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial is about.
Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Kong. Also,
It's also, you'll see the knife up close.
so we have the knife, the gun, an envelope. And what's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help in the investigation.
Detective Bad said that.
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Might as well flip through it, too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Mr. Faraday's organizer appears he was in the habit of using it.
Looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down here.
Collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer between the handgun Rell had... Oh, here's Mr. Faraday. Honestly believe Mr. Rell was the killer in this case. Handgun going off for clarity of surveillance video. It would appear that he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepped to discredit any claim Mr. Rell may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
What a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer has a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later.
Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here.
Appears to be a key.
And their ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
Craftsmanship is superb. This be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer.
Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bad said something earlier. What's different about this time is the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police.
Lovely, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 500. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad I can provide a good place to just hang out.
And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodoban embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Till now, the Yatagarasu always publicized any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and the smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected.
Alright, let's look at the knife. Oh, god damn it. The knife!
It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
It's never crossed your mind that you used your riding crop for the wrong purpose. That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
Certainly is odd.
Well, the note was used to kill the Kodoban embassy staff member was the gun. If that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious it was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell?
It's a nice voice. Thank you. I'm no professional voice actor. I've got my name on nothing but my own streams. So I'm glad you enjoy.
Isn't it obvious? Okay, wait. That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, the fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to see today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence.
How's Edgeworth? I take the fact that you have yet to answer me. You mean that you don't have the answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francesca.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. It was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Alright, so the knife and the key look super similar, right? So look at the key, right? Look at this key. Okay. Now look at this knife. It's gotta be... Think I'm stretching it? I feel like... Totally different. Well, because it doesn't pop out. It looks like... It... I don't know. No, because okay. You shot King. What's the worst that can happen? True, but I do want to point it out. Okay, so look at the Yatagarazuki, right? So, if you look at how this is where this is coming from, by the way. If you look at how the curves are on the key, if you were to split it down the middle and bring it around and close it against the sort of ruffled ridge on both sides, they line up. It's gotta be, right? That's the best I can do, anyway. Take that!
Take that!
This is Yatagara's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
Yeah, takeout works. You need to look a bit closer, Francesca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and the ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Yatagara's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handle. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagara's key, the only object we found at this crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say...
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same.
But that's impossible.
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate the possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail.
Fucking show me what we got.
It's a weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them.
Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in the gold section here. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself.
She seems to be drawn to the embellishment. Too bad this isn't mine to give.
I mean, okay, well, so where do I have to rotate this to get it to say, hey? Alright. Oh. Ah, there it is. Can't believe it turned a new key. I think there was such a trick to this thing.
The weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up to now.
Okay. Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of the evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick would have killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, the key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. Great thief Yatagarasu.
Maybe Mr. Well was really the Yatagarasu. He was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario?
No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Well was not the Yatagarasu. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze.
Okay. No blood this time. We're good? We're good. We didn't bleed. We don't have to end the stream like last time.
Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, but when our question went Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu.
Seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case.
Let's look at the gun.
This gun was originally used to kill the Kotoban embassy staff member. The crime was reported. The responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then the gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started.
I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
Suppose I should explain it to you.
Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please.
On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mac Rell was brought in the night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
A simpleton of a man, that's what he was.
Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence he had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice a security camera. The Kotoban embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither. It's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. The piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
Surveillance video? Could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
Video showing the moment in which Mr. Rell committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed?
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence.
Your Honor, are you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. September 10th, 6 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's Detective Bad, but who's he with?
Never seen that officer before.
Yep, it's Lang.
So, did you find it? Huh. Not yet, and I've looked everywhere. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. Huh. So you're the one running the show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who you think you are?
Fucking Lang. Oh yeah, no, this game's got... Ace Attorney games in general just have good music.
What is that all about? And who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I had never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing here, right behind him?
Beats, I think I had a stroke reading that. The peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich.
Looks like you're paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes. The back of my head. Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. For him to keep an eye on who or what is behind him at all times. So, tell me, Detective Bad, just who was that rude man just now? Guy came here from the Republic of Zhangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. Tried everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. Traveling the world, studying different philosophies, entertainment, from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication. Still just a rugged cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. Guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
But he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
I agree, however, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent... Whoa.
That agent?
What was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Earlier, that little girl was poking around lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me.
So voicing, here's the thing about investigations, right? Voicing this is actually a lot harder, for me, than Apollo Justice or Ace Attorney, right? Because with Edgeworth being the main character, I don't have a neutral to fall back onto. I don't have like a neutral, right? Because in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, like, you know, the original trilogy, I spoke like this. This was Phoenix. Hi, I'm Phoenix Wright. I'm a defense attorney. Apollo Justice, it was just barely above that. I just sort of used a slightly higher register of my neutral voice. I had a neutral. But Edgeworth is a defined character from both games already, so I don't have a neutral to fall back on as my basic. Yeah, I could make one of the leftover neutrals my neutral, or leftover goobers my neutral, but like, also, I tend to do that with like the bailiffs and cops more. But it is an interesting challenge though, for me at least, right? Because, like, you know, this is me taking a rest right now. But it is a nice, it is a challenge, and it's one that I was willing to undertake. Because, yeah, I'm not falling back on a neutral, but it keeps me more on my toes it makes, I have to sustain voices longer, right? I have to sustain something that isn't my normal longer, which is a fun challenge for me, I guess. I don't know. I am enjoying it quite a bit. I just wanted to say that, I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it might be interesting.
Fine. If this is the game I must play, then I'll take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him.
That's one tiny TV.
Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this, but he said it was huge compared to his own.
Huh. Anything you compare to something he owns will always seem grandiose.
Speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating.
Super impressive. Well, I mean, maybe someday I'll put together a portfolio. And be like, yeah, I voice act. Hire me? I don't know. My portfolio would be fully at this point. My portfolio would fully be just my streaming. 'Cause yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go off on another tangent. Right now. We're going. So here's the thing, right? Is I've had people approach me with things for voice acting, right? Or ideas. They approach me with ideas, which is great. I love listening to people's ideas for stuff, and I'm on board to jump on if I'm interested enough, right? But here's the thing. Your idea has to be interesting, right? But not only that, even if it isn't super interesting, I'm just interested in doing voices. I enjoy doing it. It's something I enjoy doing quite a bit. I wanted to be a voice actor when I was younger, for a while. I wanted to be a lot of things, but a voice actor was one of them. But the thing about it is, you can come to me with an idea all you want, but if there's nothing to back up the idea, why would I even start? And I learned that the hard way. I've had people be like, hey, you know, would you do this project, or would you voice this? And I'd like you for this voice. And it's small projects, or, well, they're not even projects at this point. What they are is this person had a thought in the shower and then came to me, and then it went nowhere. Because I said, well, come back to me with, you know, some lines or a script or something, right? And nobody ever has. And that's the thing, right? It's like, it's like, if you come to me with a shower thought, it's, yeah, it might be interesting, but I'm not gonna jump on it, because if I'm going to be involved in something, I want it to be something that someone is passionate about, already has ideas for, and knows what they want to do. Right? That's the thing. If there's a project, I want to know that there's passion and thought behind it. Yeah, you gotta have the initiative, right? Because you don't really hire actors without giving them a piece of the script so they know what they're getting into. You don't really, it's that philosophy. Because if I don't know what I'm stepping into, why would I agree? You know? don't make an idea until you have the ideas put together in physical form, and the will and want to do it, and yeah. Yours was literally a shower thought. Yeah, and that's why I questioned, you know, and that, anytime someone comes to me with an idea like that, and if it's not somebody that I am actively friends with, and, you know, like, have done things with before, I'm gonna ask a lot of questions, because I gotta know. You are asking for my time, therefore I want to know what my time is going to be invested into, before I even invest. But, like, and I always get, because the thing is, I always get super hopeful. Whenever people approach me with ideas, I'm very hopeful, and I'm very much like, yeah, you know, I want to do things, actively. The deal is, though, nobody's come back with anything. Nobody's come back with lines or even a script. As soon as I said, well, that sounds cool, but I won't say yes until blank, nobody's done it. And it's all, like, I get why, you know, maybe the project fell through, or it just didn't, you know, things fizzle out. Life is fucking weird. But I always hope that sometime someone's gonna actually come back with something, and then I will gladly, you know, if I'm interested in the project, that's gotta be the first, you know, thing. As long as I'm interested, I'll fucking gladly work with it. Like, but I have not had anyone come back to me with anything. And so I'll have, you know, this is a compliment I'll write on forever, right? It was during a Bowser's Inside Story stream, and funnily enough, Team 4-Star rated after this happened. They rated Joseph, not me, because, you know, multi-stream. But someone stated, oh, you should, like, why don't you do work with, like, Team 4-Star or something? And, and it's like, I don't have my name on anything other than that was you? Yeah. I don't have my name on anything. I don't have my name on anything beside my stream. Where's my abridged series? Yeah, no. But it's like super, by the way, that's a super high compliment. I will ride that till I fucking die. But it's like, this is the only thing I have my name on because it's mine and it's my stream. Which is fine, you know, but I don't think I can make a fully fleshed out portfolio just on Ace Attorney. Right? It's, nah. And I mean, part of it is I should go out and I should, you know, try and find things for myself. And I have attempted a few times, actually. Not recently, because, wow, holy shit. Things are crazy for me right now. But it's like, I need to play more text-based games on stream. Don't worry, there's plans. I think I've found my niche. Or at least part of my niche that people really like. Is, you know, visual novels, stuff like this. But, no, it's very much like, because, nah, I definitely want to do more voice work. Voice work is something that I would love to do on the side. I don't think I could ever professionally get into the industry. Probably not, you know? Because I'm focused on this, and then I have a full-time job. So, but yeah, it's, if you want to approach me with an idea, like others have before, oh yeah, no, I absolutely have a lot of life ahead of me. I'm almost 22, but like, that's still a couple months out. So If it happens, it happens. Honestly though, I'm just rolling with it. That's been my motto for a few years, and you know where that got me, chat? That got me here, with all of you watching my dumbass. It got me with, yeah, okay, maybe a job that I don't like, but I have this. And I live in a house with my friends. Like, there's something to be said about rolling with it. So, nah, I know there's quite a bit ahead. And whatever it brings, maybe I'm not ready, but fuck it, I'll do my best. But yeah, no. That's the whole thing. If anyone ever comes up to me with a script, and if it even interests me a little bit, I'm probably gonna say yeah. There's your hint. But I do want to eventually go and look for stuff myself, because I do want to do more voice stuff besides just this and like D&D. Anyway, earlier you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy? You'll see, I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook, Judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do will be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about, but aren't you supposed to know everything?
You should. Is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad.
Alright. Present knife.
Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. My job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
In that case, let me ask you something.
Did you know that knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same? What? That's impossible.
It looks like you didn't know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rell was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? Huh. Guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that this was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. Or did we miss something as big as this?
I noticed that since a little while ago you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for.
Yeah, that's right.
And why were you searching for it?
Because, promised Faraday. Promised that I'd protect that key with my life. And after he was killed, he disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key took Faraday's life?
Detective Bad. So that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more.
Alright. It doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change.
Alright, real quick, before we do that, I actually, I gotta use the restroom. I'll be back. And I'm probably gonna refill on water. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, chat. Chat, do you remember what happened last time you set the chat on fire? Do you remember, chat? Because I could re-educate you, chat. Chat, do you know what you've done? Do you know, chat? Do you know what happened last time, chat? Do you remember? Don't remember. Oh. Oh. Looks like I'll just have to end the stream then. You tested me once. Don't do it again. You get off lucky this time. Setting the chat on fire. I can't believe you. I can't believe you'd set the chat on fire. Yeah, lemons are fine. Fire isn't. Can't believe you guys keep on trying to set the plane on fire. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this, the last time I'm gonna do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. And find the truth behind this case. Alright. I was in lobby number 1, talking to you. We were talking about trivial things. Heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out in the hallway together. Saw Gumshoe goofing around there. Then we all ran to lobby number 2. Sounds like the exact same story you told us before. Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. Yeah, no. Last time you guys set the chat on fire and someone said I wouldn't end stream, so I did. I'll do it again. Let this be a warning. Don't set the chat on fire. Okay. What I want to talk about is... That's fine. Immediately dashed out. Okay, yep. Gumshoe. Let's talk about Gumshoe.
Hold it!
Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway. Yeah. Why didn't you test that earlier? When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I had heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done this deed. Sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before. However, there's something in particular we should be asking the detective about. That just might be. No one knew that the knife was actually the Artigarasu's key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we know now, but Detective Bad doesn't yet. Yes, that should be my angle of attack.
Hold it!
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds.
to that gunshot.
Gunshot Detective Badheard really was the one for the murder. That would give the other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now.
Sure.
Well, bad me boyo. We have the balloon. The balloon, chat.
Objection!
Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
Same color. The one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon?
Yeah. I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess. Just before we split up. I filled that balloon up for her.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about the balloon?
I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point.
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh, so the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot. Huh.
On top of that, His Honor said he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in the lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And you were in the lobby number 1 at the time. You were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
Don't give me a so.
We just proved that there's a flaw in your testimony.
Crackling of the truth. Louder than the sound of your sweet, naivety cracking. Since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop and think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? Because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean?
Doors and walls are super thick, and the window panes are double layered. Top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material.
Then you mean?
Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there's no way I could have heard that sound.
No!
I knew that's what he was going to say.
And that means that Scruffface's testimony is completely useless. The rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't have any sign of a struggle.
No. It's also why it's only natural. That I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
Other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of the balloon popping if we were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, the person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. Yet Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that's the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean, how? Just did.
It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words.
Oh? How so?
If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears?
I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it. Faraday's murder than I had thought.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what's going on. Ace Attorney logic, chat. Ace Attorney logic.
Which means that what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does this all boil down to?
Well, it's down to this.
Oh wait, it boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how the detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? To the crime scene. Wait, can it be? Noisy. Oh! Monotone, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, Nick. Oh wait. is paying forward the gift they got from Fangirl to Ambrose. Neat. Hello, Fangirl. Thank you, though. Thank you, though, Nick. Appreciate it. That finally kicked in? You did that like an hour ago? Oh, weird. Valence video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? Okay. It's time to use our logic. Alright, very loud television. Missing evidence. Connect. Oh! Pieces don't fit together quite right. Whoops. Okay, well then lobby number 2, window and smell. Oh, they almost killed Stream again.
It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through the barred windows. And yet the fragments of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely between those open barred windows.
Oh, we're logicking again. I'm thinking that... Nope, can't pass a VHS tape through the bars then. Oh, no. They didn't kill me. They almost killed Stream. They set it on fire again. Remember last time how or not last time, 2 times ago? Where I just sort of ended it? Yeah. They got off with a warning today. Okay. So then... Well, you shouldn't have started destroying things. Huh. What do we... Well, fuck. Wait! Oh, wait, but what about incorporeal things? Incredibly high volume. Hold on a minute.
Now then, what else besides smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, the windows were open, the jig would be up. Since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations.
Chat, you don't want me to do it. You don't want me to do it, chat. I'll fucking do it again. I'll do it. All right. Okay, well, let's see here.
Missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rail killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it played during the trial. Video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess and brought back here. Disappeared after that time, and it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that was missing created the The missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking. Let's start looking again.
Not a waste of time to think, for I figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television. The TV. Let you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
Those are some funny words, fangirl. Those are some funny words!